In common.
In common.
共通して。
They have a lot in common.
They have a lot in common.
彼らには多くの共通点がある。
She and her sister have nothing in common.
She and her sister have nothing in common.
彼女と彼女の姉妹には共通点がない。
He found that they had much in common.
He found that they had much in common.
彼は彼らに多くの共通点があることに気づいた。
In common.
In common.
In front of.
In front of.
の前に。
She stood in front of the mirror.
She stood in front of the mirror.
彼女は鏡の前に立った。
He parked his car in front of the house.
He parked his car in front of the house.
彼は家の前に車を駐車した。
They waited in front of the restaurant.
They waited in front of the restaurant.
彼らはレストランの前で待った。
In front of.
In front of.
In order to.
In order to.
するために。
She studied hard in order to pass the exam.
She studied hard in order to pass the exam.
彼女は試験に合格するために一生懸命勉強した。
He saved money in order to buy a new car.
He saved money in order to buy a new car.
彼は新しい車を買うためにお金を貯めた。
They exercised regularly in order to stay healthy.
They exercised regularly in order to stay healthy.
彼らは健康を保つために定期的に運動した。
In order to.
In order to.
In the meantime.
In the meantime.
その間に。
The new software will be installed soon. In the meantime, let's use the old one.
The new software will be installed soon. In the meantime, let's use the old one.
新しいソフトウェアはすぐにインストールされます。その間、古いソフトウェアを使いましょう。
She'll be back soon. In the meantime, keep studying.
She'll be back soon. In the meantime, keep studying.
彼女はすぐに戻ります。その間、勉強を続けてください。
He'll prepare dinner. In the meantime, set the table.
He'll prepare dinner. In the meantime, set the table.
彼が夕食を準備します。その間、テーブルを整えてください。
In the meantime.
In the meantime.
Lead to.
Lead to.
につながる。
Hard work leads to success.
Hard work leads to success.
努力は成功につながる。
Lack of sleep can lead to health problems.
Lack of sleep can lead to health problems.
睡眠不足は健康問題につながることがある。
Their efforts led to a breakthrough.
Their efforts led to a breakthrough.
彼らの努力は大きな発見につながった。
Lead to.
Lead to.
Long for.
Long for.
を切望する。
She longed for a peaceful life.
She longed for a peaceful life.
彼女は平穏な生活を切望していた。
He longed for the days of his youth.
He longed for the days of his youth.
彼は若い頃の日々を切望していた。
They long for a world without conflict.
They long for a world without conflict.
彼らは紛争のない世界を切望している。
Long for.
Long for.
Look into.
Look into.
を調査する。
The police are looking into the case.
The police are looking into the case.
警察はその事件を調査している。
She will look into the matter immediately.
She will look into the matter immediately.
彼女はすぐにその問題を調査するだろう。
They are looking into the cause of the accident.
They are looking into the cause of the accident.
彼らは事故の原因を調査している。
Look into.
Look into.
Look through.
Look through.
に目を通す。
She looked through the documents carefully.
She looked through the documents carefully.
彼女は書類に注意深く目を通した。
He looked through the photos on his phone.
He looked through the photos on his phone.
彼は携帯電話の写真に目を通した。
They looked through the proposal before deciding.
They looked through the proposal before deciding.
彼らは決定する前に提案に目を通した。
Look through.
Look through.
Make sense of.
Make sense of.
の意味を理解する。
She couldn't make sense of the instructions.
She couldn't make sense of the instructions.
彼女は指示の意味を理解できなかった。
He tried to make sense of the complex data.
He tried to make sense of the complex data.
彼は複雑なデータの意味を理解しようとした。
They made sense of the situation.
They made sense of the situation.
彼らは状況の意味を理解した。
Make sense of.
Make sense of.
Make up.
Make up.
を作り上げる。
They made up a story to entertain the children.
They made up a story to entertain the children.
子供たちを楽しませるために話を作り上げた。
She made up an excuse for being late.
She made up an excuse for being late.
彼女は遅刻の言い訳を作り上げた。
He made up the rules for the game.
He made up the rules for the game.
彼はゲームのルールを作り上げた。
Make up.
Make up.
On condition that.
On condition that.
という条件で。
She agreed to help on condition that he paid her.
She agreed to help on condition that he paid her.
彼女は彼が支払うという条件で手伝うことに同意した。
He will lend you the book on condition that you return it.
He will lend you the book on condition that you return it.
彼は本を返すという条件で本を貸します。
They will go on the trip on condition that it doesn't rain.
They will go on the trip on condition that it doesn't rain.
雨が降らないという条件で旅行に行く予定です。
On condition that.
On condition that.
On purpose.
On purpose.
わざと。
She broke the vase on purpose.
She broke the vase on purpose.
彼女はわざと花瓶を壊した。
He did it on purpose to get attention.
He did it on purpose to get attention.
彼は注意を引くためにわざとやった。
They left the door open on purpose.
They left the door open on purpose.
彼らはわざとドアを開けておいた。
On purpose.
On purpose.
Out of order.
Out of order.
故障して。
The elevator is out of order.
The elevator is out of order.
エレベーターが故障している。
The vending machine is out of order.
The vending machine is out of order.
自動販売機が故障している。
The sign says the restroom is out of order.
The sign says the restroom is out of order.
標識にはトイレが故障していると書いてある。
Out of order.
Out of order.
Put an end to.
Put an end to.
を終わらせる。
They put an end to the debate.
They put an end to the debate.
彼らはその議論を終わらせた。
She decided to put an end to the rumors.
She decided to put an end to the rumors.
彼女は噂を終わらせることに決めた。
He put an end to their argument.
He put an end to their argument.
彼は彼らの議論を終わらせた。
Put an end to.
Put an end to.
Put into practice.
Put into practice.
実行する。
She put her ideas into practice.
She put her ideas into practice.
彼女は自分のアイデアを実行に移した。
He put the plan into practice.
He put the plan into practice.
彼はその計画を実行に移した。
They put their training into practice.
They put their training into practice.
彼らは訓練を実行に移した。
Put into practice.
Put into practice.
Result from.
Result from.
から生じる。
The problems resulted from poor planning.
The problems resulted from poor planning.
問題は計画不足から生じた。
His illness resulted from overwork.
His illness resulted from overwork.
彼の病気は過労から生じた。
The delay resulted from bad weather.
The delay resulted from bad weather.
遅れは悪天候から生じた。
Result from.
Result from.
Run after.
Run after.
を追いかける。
The dog ran after the cat.
The dog ran after the cat.
犬が猫を追いかけた。
She ran after the bus but missed it.
She ran after the bus but missed it.
彼女はバスを追いかけたが、乗り遅れた。
He ran after his dream of becoming a singer.
He ran after his dream of becoming a singer.
彼は歌手になる夢を追いかけた。
Run after.
Run after.
See off.
See off.
を見送る。
She went to the airport to see him off.
She went to the airport to see him off.
彼女は彼を見送るために空港に行った。
He saw his friends off at the station.
He saw his friends off at the station.
彼は友人を駅で見送った。
They saw off their guests at the door.
They saw off their guests at the door.
彼らはゲストをドアで見送った。
See off.
See off.
Show off.
Show off.
見せびらかす。
She loves to show off her new clothes.
She loves to show off her new clothes.
彼女は新しい服を見せびらかすのが好きだ。
He always shows off his knowledge.
He always shows off his knowledge.
彼はいつも自分の知識を見せびらかす。
They showed off their dance moves.
They showed off their dance moves.
彼らはダンスの動きを見せびらかした。
Show off.
Show off.
Speak of.
Speak of.
について言及する。
She often speaks of her travels.
She often speaks of her travels.
彼女はよく旅行について話す。
He speaks of his childhood with nostalgia.
He speaks of his childhood with nostalgia.
彼はノスタルジーを持って子供時代について話す。
They spoke of the future plans.
They spoke of the future plans.
彼らは将来の計画について話した。
Speak of.
Speak of.
Stay up.
Stay up.
起きている。
She stayed up late to finish her homework.
She stayed up late to finish her homework.
彼女は宿題を終わらせるために遅くまで起きていた。
He stayed up all night playing games.
He stayed up all night playing games.
彼は一晩中ゲームをして起きていた。
They stayed up to watch the meteor shower.
They stayed up to watch the meteor shower.
彼らは流星群を見るために起きていた。
Stay up.
Stay up.
Sum up.
Sum up.
を要約する。
She summed up the main points of the discussion.
She summed up the main points of the discussion.
彼女は議論の主要なポイントを要約した。
He summed up the report in a few sentences.
He summed up the report in a few sentences.
彼は報告書を数文で要約した。
They summed up their findings in the conclusion.
They summed up their findings in the conclusion.
彼らは結論に発見を要約した。
Sum up.
Sum up.
Take care of.
Take care of.
の世話をする。
She takes care of her younger brother.
She takes care of her younger brother.
彼女は弟の世話をしている。
He takes care of the garden.
He takes care of the garden.
彼は庭の手入れをしている。
They take care of their pets together.
They take care of their pets together.
彼らは一緒にペットの世話をしている。
Take care of.
Take care of.
Take place.
Take place.
起こる。
The concert will take place next week.
The concert will take place next week.
コンサートは来週開催される。
The meeting took place in the main hall.
The meeting took place in the main hall.
会議は大ホールで行われた。
The event takes place every year in July.
The event takes place every year in July.
イベントは毎年7月に行われる。
Take place.
Take place.
To the point.
To the point.
的を射て。
Her comments were brief and to the point.
Her comments were brief and to the point.
彼女のコメントは簡潔で的を射ていた。
He made a point to be clear and to the point.
He made a point to be clear and to the point.
彼は明確かつ適を得た意見を述べた。
Their advice was helpful and to the point.
Their advice was helpful and to the point.
彼らのアドバイスは有益で的を射ていた。
To the point.
To the point.
Turn off.
Turn off.
を消す。
She turned off the lights before leaving.
She turned off the lights before leaving.
彼女は出かける前にライトを消した。
He turned off his phone during the meeting.
He turned off his phone during the meeting.
彼は会議中に電話を切った。
They turned off the TV to focus on their studies.
They turned off the TV to focus on their studies.
彼らは勉強に集中するためにテレビを消した。
Turn off.
Turn off.
Watch out.
Watch out.
注意する。
Watch out for cars when crossing the street.
Watch out for cars when crossing the street.
通りを渡るときは車に注意して。
He told her to watch out for pickpockets.
He told her to watch out for pickpockets.
彼は彼女にスリに注意するように言った。
They need to watch out for changes in the weather.
They need to watch out for changes in the weather.
彼らは天候の変化に注意する必要がある。
Watch out.
Watch out.
With respect to.
With respect to.
に関して。
With respect to the proposal, I have some concerns.
With respect to the proposal, I have some concerns.
提案に関していくつか懸念があります。
She spoke with respect to the recent changes.
She spoke with respect to the recent changes.
彼女は最近の変化について話しました。
They made a decision with respect to the budget.
They made a decision with respect to the budget.
彼らは予算に関して決定を下した。
With respect to.
With respect to.
At a loss.
At a loss.
途方に暮れて、
She was at a loss for words.
She was at a loss for words.
彼女は言葉に詰まった。
He felt at a loss after losing his job.
He felt at a loss after losing his job.
彼は仕事を失って途方に暮れた。
They were at a loss about what to do next.
They were at a loss about what to do next.
彼らは次に何をすべきか途方に暮れた。
At a loss.
At a loss.
At all.
At all.
全く、
She didn't understand the instructions at all.
She didn't understand the instructions at all.
彼女は指示を全く理解できなかった。
He isn't tired at all.
He isn't tired at all.
彼は全く疲れていない。
They didn't like the movie at all.
They didn't like the movie at all.
彼らはその映画を全く気に入らなかった。
At all.
At all.
At hand.
At hand.
手元に、
Keep your notes at hand during the meeting.
Keep your notes at hand during the meeting.
会議中にメモを手元に置いてください。
She always has a pen at hand.
She always has a pen at hand.
彼女はいつもペンを手元に置いている。
He kept the manual at hand while assembling the furniture.
He kept the manual at hand while assembling the furniture.
彼は家具を組み立てる際にマニュアルを手元に置いていた。
At hand.
At hand.
At once.
At once.
すぐに、
Please come here at once.
Please come here at once.
すぐにここに来てください。
She answered the phone at once.
She answered the phone at once.
彼女はすぐに電話に出た。
He recognized her at once.
He recognized her at once.
彼はすぐに彼女を認識した。
At once.
At once.
By all means.
By all means.
ぜひとも、
By all means, let's proceed with the plan.
By all means, let's proceed with the plan.
ぜひとも、その計画を進めましょ
She said, By all means, use my office.
She said, by all means, use my office.
う。彼女は、ぜひとも私のオフィスを使ってくださいと言った。
He will attend the meeting by all means.
He will attend the meeting by all means.
彼はぜひともその会議に出席するだろ
By all means.
By all means.
By no means.
By no means.
決してない、
He is by no means a beginner.
He is by no means a beginner.
う。彼は決して初心者ではない。
She is by no means satisfied with the results.
She is by no means satisfied with the results.
彼女は決して結果に満足していない。
They are by no means ready to leave.
They are by no means ready to leave.
彼らは決して出発の準備ができていない。
By no means.
By no means.
By oneself.
By oneself.
独力で、
She completed the task by herself.
She completed the task by herself.
彼女は独力でそのタスクを完成させた。
He traveled to the city by himself.
He traveled to the city by himself.
彼は独力でその都市に旅行した。
They built the project by themselves.
They built the project by themselves.
彼らは独力でプロジェクトを構築した。
By oneself.
By oneself.
Go on.
Go on.
続ける。
She decided to go on with her studies.
She decided to go on with her studies.
彼女は勉強を続けることに決めた。
He went on talking despite the interruptions.
He went on talking despite the interruptions.
彼は中断にもかかわらず話し続けた。
They went on working until late at night.
They went on working until late at night.
彼らは夜遅くまで働き続けた。
Go on.
Go on.
Go through with.
Go through with.
をやり遂げる。
She went through with the plan despite the risks.
She went through with the plan despite the risks.
彼女はリスクにもかかわらず計画をやり遂げた。
He went through with his promise to help.
He went through with his promise to help.
彼は助けるという約束を果たした。
They went through with the project despite the challenges.
They went through with the project despite the challenges.
彼らは困難にもかかわらずプロジェクトをやり遂げた。
Go through with.
Go through with.
Grow up.
Grow up.
成長する。
She grew up in a small village.
She grew up in a small village.
彼女は小さな村で成長した。
He wants to be a doctor when he grows up.
He wants to be a doctor when he grows up.
彼は大人になったら医者になりたい。
They grew up together and are still friends.
They grew up together and are still friends.
彼らは一緒に成長し、今も友達だ。
Grow up.
Grow up.
Hang on to.
Hang on to.
にしがみつく。
She hung on to the railing to avoid falling.
She hung on to the railing to avoid falling.
彼女は転ばないように手すりにしがみついた。
He hung on to his old beliefs.
He hung on to his old beliefs.
彼は古い信念にしがみついていた。
They hung on to their last hope.
They hung on to their last hope.
彼らは最後の希望にしがみついた。
Hang on to.
Hang on to.
Hang up.
Hang up.
をかける。
She hung up her coat in the closet.
She hung up her coat in the closet.
彼女はコートをクローゼットにかけた。
He hung up the phone after the call.
He hung up the phone after the call.
彼は電話の後に電話を切った。
They hung up the decorations for the party.
They hung up the decorations for the party.
彼らはパーティーの飾りをかけた。
Hang up.
Hang up.